Hello everyone and welcome to my 2021 bullet journal setup. I'm super excited. I've never done one of these before, so I hope you guys enjoy. So starting off with my cover page, I guess, I'm just writing out 2021 in cursive lettering, and then I'm going to do a little foligraphy. Last year I wrote out the numbers 2020 really big, and I liked that, but I wanted to switch it up a little bit while still having like a welcome to this new bullet journal page. So you'll see me doing the foligraphy in a minute, which you'll see a lot throughout this setup because I just couldn't be bothered to get my brush pens out. So I chose this instead, the lazy version. And I'm using an Archer and Olive bullet journal this year. I used them last year for the first time and I really liked it, so I decided to repurchase. This year I got the bluish green bullet journal with the gold bee on the front, which I thought was so cute. And then I didn't show this because honestly I just forgot, but I did make a key that I put on the inside cover. I did the same thing last year and I just write it out on a different piece of paper and paste it in on the front just so I have it there. And although I've been bullet journaling for a year now, I still frequently forget the symbols that I use in my bullet journal, which is kind of embarrassing. So it's helpful for me to have a key there. Now moving on to my future log. Last year I had a year at a glance, which was just one page, and then I did 2 pages for a future log. And while I really loved having the year at a glance because I look back at those frequently when I'm setting up my monthly spreads, I realized that I did not need that much space for a future log because like really what's going on right now? Not a lot. So I decided to combine the 2 pages. So right now I'm just writing out the days of the week and I have all 12 months on this spread, which I think will be enough room for me, fingers crossed. And I also like to start my monthly calendars on a Sunday and end on a Saturday, even though my weekly spreads are always Monday to Sunday. I don't know if that's a common thing or not, but that's just how my brain works. So I'm writing out all the numbers here, and then I decided to speed up the next row just so I don't bore you guys too much. And now I'm just writing out the months above each calendar, and I'm just doing a simple cursive using the Pigma Microns. That's what I'm using throughout all of these spreads, I think, except for the first one, because that pen, honestly, I don't know where it came from. So I have no idea what it is, where it's from. I think it was probably my mother's at one point. And then I'm just writing future log at the top and doing the same foligraphy that I did on the cover page. And I'm gonna decorate it with a teeny bit of color, but not too much, so it's not overwhelming to look at. So I'm highlighting the days of the week in this light peachy skin tone, I guess, and then using pink and yellow Tombows on the top. And yes, I know that line is crooked and it bothers me too, but there's not a whole lot I can do about that now. Oh, and all of my supplies that I use, minus that first pen that I don't know what it is, will be in the description. So this next spread is a 2021 memories spread, and I did a similar spread last year in my bullet journal. As you can see, I'm reusing a lot of ideas, as I feel like most people do. But this year I decided to have a designated space for each month, which I didn't do last year. I kind of just printed off pictures and stuff as things happened and pasted them in. But I decided to make it a little bit more structured this year, just to see if I like that better. So each month I'll just pick out my favorite photo that I took and print it out and paste it in. Chances are this spread is going to be filled with pictures of my dog, probably. And so here I'm writing out 2021 memories, and I'm not really sure what I was doing with those numbers. Looking at it looks kind of strange. But then I'm doing the same foligraphy that I've been doing on the other spreads. And then taking those same pink and yellow Tombows, I'm going to write out the months in each box, alternating colors, just because I think it looks nice, and it's going to get covered up by photos, but it looks pretty for now. So next up is a very new spread for me. This is going to be a library spread, and I'm setting up 2 bookshelves, each with 4 books on them. So as bad as it sounds, I don't read much. I don't really enjoy reading, but I am trying to change that. So this year, I'm going to try and read 8 books. Now, that's very ambitious for me. Most years, I read none unless it's for school. But now that I am graduated, I'm trying to push myself. So, my plan is to write out the books that I want to read on the spines of these books that I'm drawing. And then as I finish reading them, I'll color them in. We'll see how this goes. So I'm picking 4 English books and then 4 Spanish books because I am bilingual, so I want to make sure I'm keeping up with both languages. And if you have any good book recommendations, let me know in the comments, because I'm struggling a little bit, to be honest. I have lots of book suggestions from my mom, but that's about it, so let me know. So my next spread is going to be a movies spread. I'm sure, like lots of people, I've been watching a ton of movies lately, and I've just been writing them down in random places in my bullet journal to remember which ones I've watched. So I figured this year I should probably have a spread for it. And I forgot to color in the bookcases, so that's what I'm doing now with the same peachy Tombow that I used for the future log. Now moving back to the movies spread, I decided to keep it really simple and just make it a list style. So I have room for the title on the left and then my rating of it on the right. And I didn't know if I wanted to do like numbers out of 5 or if I wanted to give it stars or something like that. So I left that pretty open-ended. And then I decided this spread looked a little too bare, so I drew these little petal blob shapes. around the title in the same colors that I've been using throughout the whole spread, and then I put lines like I did for the future log on the library spread. Now moving on to the next page, this is going to be my wish list gift list spread, and I feel like I've been seeing this a lot this year, probably because the holidays and everyone's trying to think of gifts right now, so it seems like the perfect spread to include. So for anybody who hasn't seen it, the wish list is where I'll put things that I need or want, and then gift list, I'll put things that I think of throughout the year that might be good gifts for family and friends. And then on the left page, I'm doing another new spread, and this is just going to be a currently me spread. I saw this on Pinterest and thought it was so cute. So basically, I'm just going to be writing out little facts about me right now, like stuff I like, what I've been doing, just so in the future I can look back and be like, oh, that's what 23-year-old me was up to. Cool. Now moving to the back of my journal where I keep my grid spacing spread. I feel like everyone has one of these now because they're so helpful. Basically, it's just a place to map out all of the dot grid spaces in your bullet journal so you don't have to count every time you want to make a new spread. So I'm just writing out all of the numbers down and across, and then I also marked out the center of the bullet journal. And then in a second, I'll be taking my same Tombow pens, the yellow and the pink, and I'll be marking out halves and thirds because those are my most commonly used spacing, I guess. And I like to color code them, so I did halves in pink and then thirds in yellow. So this next spread is going to be my health tracker. I did a very similar thing last year to track my periods, but this year I decided I also wanted to track migraines. So how this works is I have 12 rows across, one for each month, and then 28 to 31 dots down, depending on how many days there are in a month. And then, for example, if I got a migraine on the 2nd of January, then the second dot down in the January column, I would circle it with the corresponding color. So that way I can track to see how frequent they actually are and stuff like that. And then at the top, I'm just writing out the first letter of each month. And as you'll see in a minute, I made a header that I really didn't like, so I took some black construction paper, covered it up, and then with my white Jelly Roll gel pen, I wrote health tracker on the top. Very minimal, but in my opinion, looks a lot better. So now for the final flip through. This is the cover of my bullet journal. I think it's so cute. I love it. And then on the inside cover, like I said before, I wrote out my key on a separate piece of paper and then just pasted it in. And then my cover page, if you guys can tell, I have 2021 written out in pencil all over the place. That's because I was thinking about coloring it in with my Tombows, but I wasn't sure. Let me know what you think. But anyway, this style video is definitely something new for me. If you look back on my channel, you'll see a bunch of makeup videos that I filmed when I was in middle school, but I decided to leave them up because it's humbling. So anyway, let me know if you guys like these style videos, and I'll keep doing them. And at the back, I forgot to film this, but I also did a swatches page just to test out pens and stuff. But if you guys wanted to see the completed spreads throughout the year, I could post them on my Instagram maybe, if that's something you guys would want to see. But other than that, that's everything. Thanks for watching.